Let me be brutally honest with you. Most men step into relationships with a false belief about what truly wounds a woman. They assume it's betrayal, lies, or neglect. But the reality is far harsher. When a woman doesn't genuinely value you, the thing that stings her pride the deepest isn't your anger or even your absence. It's when you no longer need her validation. That's the cut she never expects. Here's where men get it wrong. Society has conditioned you to believe that if you give a woman everything, your loyalty, attention, money, and emotional support, she'll automatically respect and cherish you. But if that were true, why do so many good men, men who gave everything, end up abandoned, overlooked, or replaced by someone who barely put in half the effort? The uncomfortable truth is this: women don't always value what's handed to them easily. What actually hurts a woman who doesn't respect you isn't your frustration, your words, or even your goodbye. It's when you live in such a way that her presence or absence has no power over your life. That's the moment she realizes she wasn't as important as she thought. Relationships aren't built on feelings alone. Feelings fade. They're built on dynamics, and dynamics dictate behavior. One of the harshest dynamics is this: when a woman senses you've stopped needing her approval, she feels powerless. And if she never valued you to begin with, that powerlessness cuts even deeper. Think about it. When she pulls back, ignores your effort, or disrespects your worth, she's giving you a clear message. You're not my priority. Most men panic here. They beg, chase, and double down on effort, thinking more sacrifice will buy love. But every ounce of effort wasted on someone who doesn't value you only confirms her choice to devalue you. That's how men end up invisible, because they hand their power over freely. Now here's the twist most men don't want to hear. The thing that hurts her the most isn't you arguing, crying, or proving yourself. It's you becoming untouchable. It's when you carry yourself with self-respect so solid that it says, "I don't need your validation to breathe." That's when the dynamic flips. That's when she feels irrelevant in the life of a man she thought would orbit her forever. And let's make this clear: this isn't about games or revenge. It's about reclaiming your place as a man who knows his worth. Because when you value yourself more than her approval, you expose the truth. Her lack of respect didn't diminish you, it only diminished her role in your life. And that realization stings deeper than anything you could ever say. Picture this. She once thought she had you on a string. She ignored your texts, mocked your ambitions, or constantly compared you to other men. But instead of chasing, you redirected that energy into your goals, your health, your growth. You didn't argue, you didn't beg, you simply outgrew her. Suddenly, she's no longer the center of your world. And that shatters her pride, because deep down, every human craves significance. When someone they expect to chase them stops, it forces a brutal reality check. She wasn't the prize, she was just an option. But let me stress this: your goal isn't revenge. The hurt she feels is just the natural result of you stepping into your strength. Because the less you chase validation, the more respect you command. And when a woman who never valued you finally realizes she's lost access to your time, your energy, your presence, that's when the pain truly hits. Here's the principle: anything always available loses value. Food, money, even relationships. If you're too available, always picking up the phone, canceling your plans, bending your schedule, you send a silent message: I have nothing better going on. And no matter how much she denies it, that predictability kills attraction. Women don't admire men who put themselves last just to win affection. They admire men who stand firm in their purpose and force others to earn their presence. Scarcity creates value. Unlimited supply creates disposability. That's why so many men give and give, only to receive less respect in return. Loyalty without self-respect isn't loyalty, it's submission. And while she may accept it in the short term, deep down, she won't respect it. What actually stings her is when she realizes your attention isn't infinite. That you're not waiting on her approval. That if she doesn't appreciate you, you'll invest that time into yourself, or into someone who will. And here's another truth most men ignore: silence has more power than words. Arguments can be twisted. Explanations can be dismissed. But silence? Silence forces her to confront herself. Every time you react to disrespect, you hand her proof that she still controls your emotions. But when you respond with silence, the game changes. Suddenly, she has no fight to feed on. No reaction to manipulate. Just space, where your attention used to be. And that silence echoes. It makes her wonder why you're not reacting, why you're not chasing, why you no longer feel the need to explain. Silence isn't weakness. It's discipline. It's the ultimate boundary that says, I'm no longer playing this game. And the final step? Outgrowing her. That's the real closure, the real payback. Not begging, not proving, not waiting for her to see your worth. Outgrowing her means you evolve into a man so focused, so sharp, so unshakable, that the version of you who once begged is unrecognizable. That's when you win. Not because you made her jealous, but because you became the man who doesn't need her validation. And here's the brutal truth men avoid. The reason so many women don't value men is because too many men don't value themselves. You can't expect someone else to respect what you keep discounting. If you're canceling plans, sacrificing your dreams, and begging for attention, why would she ever see you as valuable? Respect begins with you. So let me leave you with this. Stop waiting for her to recognize your worth. Recognize it yourself. Stop trying to change her mind. Change your life instead. Because once you grow, once you level up, once you step into the man you were meant to be, her opinion won't matter anymore. You'll be too busy living at a higher standard to care about someone who never valued you in the first place. That's the real victory. That's the real closure. And that's the truth most men don't want to face, but the ones who do will never live the same way again.